Hey everyone, this is Anirban here. Welcome you again to the third episode of Dark Chocolate Podcast. Today we have Juan Pablo. He has been doing email marketing for the last 3.5 years and managed an email list size of 100K, 500K, and generated over $6 million in sales. He is a copywriter as well as a marketing strategist. Welcome, Juan, to the episode.
Hey Anibal, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Awesome. Can you briefly introduce yourself and share what led you into email marketing?
Okay, that's a good question. I have a background as a translator. When I wanted to transition from translation to even to copywriting in general marketing, I realized that most people wouldn't give me a chance to write their VSLs or their sales letters, no, let alone be paid for that, right? But I realized that most people had their email list and they were not using it. So I say, okay, well, what the hell? Let's go for the asset that people are not using. And I think that's the standard level of the first step. The first step that people should take. They want to transition from a writing-based position to email market to copywriting in general. Like do the email marketing because it's like the easiest, lowest hanging fruit for most businesses. Once threatened by uh, by a client, I mean to legally threatened over only $500. Yeah, yeah, a very bad client. Yeah, so I gave in the end, but what I learned there is that in the first you need to give that like a time frame. You cannot say, "Oh, I'm going to give you results in 1 month." I mean, you cannot restrain yourself to that. But more importantly, it has to do with one of the questions that I think you're going to ask me, because to this client, I offered him exactly to increase their open rates and increase the thing. But what I realized is that most people say like they want higher open rates, but what they want is sales. Okay, I mean, and that's the ultimate result. They don't give a crap about open rates and opens and so on. It's too complex. I mean, it's only one thing that we understand as email marketers, but they don't. So if you offer that, if you give them that offer, like, oh, I will increase your open rates, they will be like, oh yeah, but I want more opens, okay? And then it would be a race. I mean, like a race to the bottom because from then on you will say, yeah, I mean, I can increase you the number of opens to this number, and they will say, no, I want this to this number. So it's like different expectations. So what I learned here is like go for the sales and give them clear expectations from the very beginning. Like take notes of what they have and I tell them, okay, this is what you have and this is what you get. Period. Set expectations since the very beginning.
Sales one on one, like you have to set expectations from the initial call or from the initial chat whenever you are talking with the client or the prospect, like here is what you are going to pay me or give me as resources, and here is what you will get from me or something around it, expected expectations and all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So my third question to you is, what trends are you most excited about email marketing right now?
Well, I think there's a huge chance for very sophisticated email marketers right now because early in the beginning it was very easy to do email marketing. I mean, you had the list and you blast the list and so on. Now with the Google updates and with this spam and promotions thing, it's no longer like that. So people are, I mean, I think there's a change in the market right now, a shift in the market where people are starting to say like, wow, this is more difficult than expected. It's not just like I will use ChatGPT and that's the whole it. There's a few things that you need to do before you even start emailing the list. Okay, let alone in my, I mean, that's in the English speaking market. But for example, I do it in the Spanish speaking market, and it's like 10 years behind. And I imagine in your market, I don't know if you do English market or you do indie market, but I imagine the indie market is more or less the same. They are like 10 years behind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's a huge chance for us to get into email marketing and to get there and educate people so they can understand the value of it and understand it. Well, it's more difficult than expected. They will start mind. That's a huge opportunity I'm seeing right now.
So you born in Spain, right?
I was born in Venezuela. I am located in Spain right now.
All right.
Venezuela is a South American country.
Really amazing. So my next question to you is, what's like we have talked about this email list building. If we have a huge email list, we can easily sell to them. I mean, those email lists should be engaged email list or problem aware email list. So my next question to you is, what's the biggest challenge you face when building an email list, and how do you tackle it?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. I think is I will give you two because you give me some of the questions we had before, so I will give you two answers at the same time. Okay, I think that when you're building an email list, the most important, and that's something I work on with my clients too, is the attraction message, right? And then the message that you give them to give you the best, the highest intent clients that will pay you high ticket. Okay, because what I've seen is that most people think that their email is pretty secure, and it's not completely true. I mean, it's a copy that doesn't give you the lead that you actually need in your business. So, when when I am starting an email list, I try to do it with a high ticket intent. Okay, I try to start with the pain because pain and desire are the same face of the same money, right? Well, different faces of the same money or same coin. Now, but the real difference is that high ticket clients go for the pain, whereas whereas the low ticket clients go for the desires. You need to hit on the pain first, and then you give them the desire. What they
Mm.
need.
The
Okay.
more
Now,
the pain,
when you're
the
segmenting the list,
yeah.
when you're segmenting the list, you should try to understand where they are, okay, in your customer journey. So if they click and they saw a page, they are a little more advanced in the customer journey, and if they're just a generalist. So you need to start a segmented list based on the customer journey, like the follow-up sequences. They saw the book page, so they did book, and give them different kind of content so that they can actually move forward for their sales.
Yeah, the more the pain, the bit easy it to sell high ticket product or services to them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So my next question to you is, what are your top three tips for increasing email open rates?
Okay, that's a very complex question, but okay, increasing open rates is a three-leg step. First, the technical side. Okay, I mean, most people forget that, and most people think that they can outsource it on Fiverr for cheap for $5, something like that. It's not like that. Okay? I mean, that's only the resume. It won't give you. It only gives you the interview. It doesn't give you the job, right? I mean, you need to do more things. Then, after you have fixed the technical side, which is the DKM, the mark, and the CFP, and the IPs, and blah, 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 right? You need to then start like building your credit little by little. You need to start sending emails to smaller chunk of your list until you have a big volume of the list. Okay, and it can take forever unless we have automation. We have in our agency we have an automation that actually takes care of that. So you have to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, the list engage, right? I mean, so you need to give them content and so on So I mean that's where the copyright start. Okay, but as you can see, there's two other steps that most people don't take care of. No wonder why they have crappy open rate.
Yeah. So first of all, we have to make our list very engaged, so they will open our email whenever they see it in their inbox. And second thing is also about the subject line, like how we are writing subject line. Like we have to use some curiosity driven subject line, so they can open it, right?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. My theory about open rates maybe is a little different from most copywriters, but I mean, well, that's why you're here, right? So, in my opinion, types of declines. The clickbait, curiosity driven, blah, blah, which is good because they are like when you do a question in social media, right? I mean, you get engagement with it, you get open rate, okay? But not necessarily they are the best to drive sales. Whereas the other ones, okay, the ones that are more like pain driven, benefit driven, okay, they're clear about what they're going to get, are the ones that get you more sales. And I have done the experiment on my own. Okay, I mean, I am very busy, so I take my phone and I look for my emails. Which ones do I open? Do I open like one an email that has like, oh, sure, or hey, take a look at this, or hey, this is the framework that will help you on this. But I think me as a business owner, as a person who's busy, I will be more driven to open the one that is actually more benefit driven, staying awake. You know. So you have to mix them, right? And I think that most writers tend to be like, oh, let's do driven and let's do this, let's do this, but they don't train people so that
So
they
that they
buy.
buy.
Because at
Because
the
at the
end,
end,
the big line is
line
the
is the
framing.
framing.
It's the
It's a
mental
mental
framing that
framing
you're
you're
giving them.
giving them.
Okay, so if
So if
you
you
don't
don't
frame them
frame them
the
the
right
right
way with
way,
the
with the
right
right
mindset,
mindset,
they're going
they're
to
going to
buy
buy
something that
something
they're
that
going to see
is
something that
something
is
that
going
is
to
going
take
to take
away their
away their
pain.
pain.
They're
They're
more
more
less
less
likely to buy.
like, I see. I get it. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, that's
different.
my
Yeah, that's my
hypothesis.
hypothesis. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So my next question is marketer as well as copywriter as well. So the main component of an email is copy, right? The better you write the copy, the better you sell. So how to master the art of email copywriting?
Okay, that's a very tricky question. I mean, you need to write copy. That's a that's the thing. You need to read. And you need okay. Well, let's say, in my opinion, copywriting is about two things. Okay, first you need to read a lot of things, not about copy and not about but about many things, many different styles. You need to be reading and reading and reading. I have been reading since I was 17. I am 37 now. 20 years reading, but not marketing books. But I mean, uh, papers, articles, magazines, and of course, books on copywriting, books on marketing. I mean, a lot of things. And then you need to understand how to sell. And I think most copywriters don't know how to sell. That's part of the problem. Okay, so they try to be super creative and they tend to write a lot of, oh well, I'm going to write like Ben Settle or Daniel Cross and blah blah blah. They don't understand the psychology behind that. That's why most that's why most writers can't tell. That's part of it. So learn how to sell and read a lot. Those are the two parts I need to understand.
Yeah, I did a lot of copy for doing market research or just reading anything on this internet, and I often see that the copy is not clear. They try to be very very clever instead of trying to be clear. Like that's why they can't pass the audience.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to take care of something, in my opinion. And I have seen people complain a lot about writers. The tone of voice. More, and tone of voice is not only like, oh, this is a position about this. It's about the style. how long their paragraphs are, the complexity of the language. Because some businesses, like lawyers and so on, they want to be more like cryptic, and you need to respect that as a copywriter. Sometimes it's a little like you need to balance between jargon driven language and people language. Sometimes copywriters fail on that. So that's a third element I would like to understand. Tone of voice, so very the
Perfect.
level.
Perfect. So my next question to you is, how do you approach segmentation and personalization in your email campaign?
Oh well, I mean, I think I already told you that, but what you need to understand is like, okay, if this person takes this action, what's the next step that they need to take in order to make a sale? Okay, I mean, for example, if you send a blast to the generalist and you have 50 people clicking or 100 people clicking, and they see the landing page, but they didn't. What's the next step? What is it here? Like, hey, what you're going to get? Features. These are testimonials. Blah blah blah.
Hmm, sure, got it. So my next question to you is, can you share a case study or example of an email campaign that delivered unexpected results?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. My best emails have been the shortest one. Okay, the ones I say like, "Hey, I'm looking for you," and you explain them why they're looking for you, and they have they have a lot of clicks and they have a lot of sales. Why? Because they're short to crunchy. Now, it doesn't mean that the marketing is short and crunchy. That's okay. That's a different conception because sometimes, I mean, let's say long copy qualifies, short copy drives clicks. So it really depends. I mean, again, it's a balance. Again, it's a balance between short copy and long form. Because short form would drive sales would drive into the VSL. If the VSL is killing it, probably you will get it. Now, long form will give you qualified leads. Okay, so maybe your VSL is not so strong, but the copy that you're doing is very strong. Now, if you're asking me about that, the short form always drives more clicks, but your VSL needs to be a killer in order for it to convert.
Do you apply the same to each of your client, or do you change it according to the customer's preference?
Uh, I mean, I have frameworks and I have some templates that I have thrown to work from time to time, but of course I need to adapt to my clients. I sometimes prefer it short and crunchy. Sometimes I prefer like with a long story. So it really depends on the niche and the client and the other preferences, of course.
Okay.
For example, I am right now with a fitness coach, and he wants to teach people in every email. So I need to. I mean, the thing is, the aha moments that you give them need to have like a conclusion. So like, hey, you don't need this. Or, this is what you need to do because otherwise the coach is like, oh, I'm not teaching them what we're teaching them, okay, but it feels like you're not doing it. So, well, yeah, it really depends on the client's tone of voice. Again, his tone of voice. I mean, the guy has 3 million people and 3 million subscribers in all his social media. Who are you to tell them that they're wrong? Okay, so you need to adjust the email marketing to tone of voice, which sometimes is something that most the marketers and computer writers don't have to do because most businesses just launch ads, right? I mean, they're not like
Like
they just launch a ad for VSL and that's it. But these people who have built like a strong community, they have a strong tone of voice. And honestly, most of them would prefer not to sell than to write something that is not aligned to their values. That's something I have discovered.
Very interesting insight.
Yeah, so take care of that.
Yeah. So, as you have been doing this email marketing for the last 3.5 years, so for those people who are newcomers in email marketing, what's one piece of advice you would give to help them stand out?
Okay,
Okay.
that's a good question. Okay, so you need to have an offer. You need to have a clear offer of what you're giving them. Because most email marketers, small email copywriters are like, oh, I am an email marketer for 6, 7 figure businesses. But they have no clue on what they're offering them. There's no clear path on how they're going to get sales and so on. Because sometimes they say, oh, well, I will write your daily emails. People don't give a crap about daily emails. They want sales. If you can show them like the daily emails are going to get them sales, that's it. Okay. Well, that's another comment I can give you about daily emails and so on. I mean, daily emails are great, but they're not the holy grail.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not. I mean, second is the holy grail for email marketing, not all daily emails.
All right. Yeah, I got it. So, where do you see the future of email marketing?
Of email marketing or marketing in general?
Email marketing.
Again, I think people are realizing now it's important because the cost of ads are increasing. Email marketing is not as simple as, oh, I will just go high level and start sending blasting emails. If it was so easy, why most people not making money with email marketing? Why most people give up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people are
So
just building their email list just because they want to feel safe that okay, so if I lose everything tomorrow, at least I will have the email list.
yes, I mean that's something that you can argue, but most of them don't really value their email list. What they really value is the fact that their cost per acquisition is increasing. And email marketing can decrease their cost per acquisition by a lot. I mean, if you are a high coach, it should be between 10 and 20% of your monthly sales.
Okay.
If you are if you are an e-commerce, it should be around 30 to 50% of your sales. So imagine that.
Ah, I see. So my second last question to you is, what is the biggest myth about email marketing that you have had to unlearn over the years?
There are a lot of moving parts that people are not seeing. That's why most people don't make money with email marketing. They just rely on a copywriter, and most copywriters first don't know how to sell. Secondly, don't understand this moving part of like automation, segmentation, capability, and so on. That's why they don't make money in email marketing.
True, exactly. So my last question to you is, what tools or softwares do you use for email marketing?
Okay, I mean, honestly, I use a lot Go High Level, Bank, Cabildo, Callare, Hotspot, Kit. I mean, honestly, in the end, most of them are the same. I mean, when you understand how the autoresponders work, you just need to adjust yourself to the different environment. But it's like, well, I mean, it's like when a website developer works on WordPress and then click funnels and then click pages and then go high level. So I mean, the end, in the end, it's not the autoresponder that is to make it or break it for you. It's the skill of your email marketer to actually do all the other things that you're not seeing.
Yeah. So as you have used so many tools, according to deliverability, which tool is the best?
I like Active Campaign a lot, but they have increased their prices to ridiculous levels right now. And testing I'm using right now go high level. Go high level is very good, but in my opinion, they're still a little step behind in terms of deliverability. For example, so you need to build a backend. You need to. I mean, it can be very complex. So
Thank you, Juan, for coming today. It's great, and it's my pleasure to talk with you and learn so much from you. Those people who are listening to this podcast, they will get great value from you, from your experience as well as whatever you have said in this podcast. And do you have anything to tell the audience that if you are building something or if you want to uh, bring something on the stage, like you are creating any course or creating any community, something like that?
well, I'm creating a course right now. This already. So you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or on social Facebook and so on. But right now, I don't have a course or a link magnet right now. I am building it because, well, that's another story. But I didn't want to be a coach of a coach of a coach of a coach of a coach. I wanted to first have hands-on experience on email marketing and then create my course and then create my list.
Perfect, perfect, amazing. Thank you, Juan, for coming today. It was great talking with you. Thanks again for coming.
The same. Thank you for inviting me. Anytime, and it's been a pleasure for me to have you to with you here.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.